Hi guys, it's Nadine. It's been a little while, since our whole moving extravaganza. We're finally in. We're not completely settled yet. It just all seemed to coincide with my starting my new job, working the other job, starting football cheer season at the same time, and then school starting. So it just seems like life has totally gotten in the way. But I felt inspired by Joanne from Joanne Plans, who was tagged by Steph at Soft Pink Stardust to do the accent tag. I have no idea who I'll tag, but it just seemed like a whole lot of fun, so I feel like I'm going to do it today. So I will start. My name is Nadine, which was, I believe, question one, and my username is NadeneOB. I'm from Middletown, Rhode Island, which is right next door to Newport, which is this tiny little island in right on the bottom part of Rhode Island, which is not part of New York or Long Island. Um, so I'm supposed to pronounce these words, and the words are again, probably, Alabama, lawyer, coupon, caught, gif, doorknob, water, New Orleans, pecan, both, mayonnaise, naturally, tumbler, envelope, aunt, iron, roof, salmon, root, caramel, theater, fire, pajamas, aluminum, and crackerjack. And I don't know what the last word is because I didn't understand. I don't think Joanne did either. Choose a book and read a passage. Now, from where I live, the majority of people have an accent. My husband always says to me, "You don't sound like you're from here, like you're from Connecticut." Well, when I grew up, my mother has an amazing New England / Rhode Island accent. It was park your car in the garage or take the garbage out and put it in the dumpster. But hence, I can't sound like that. I just can't. So if you find anybody that's from where I live, most of them have that Harvard Yard, stuff like that, but not me. So the book I am choosing is one of the many advanced readers copies I got, but this is an old one. This is a Rick Springfield, Magnificent Vibrations. I haven't read this yet, so I've just opened up a page and I'm going to read a small section, an excerpt. Our parents are even more clueless and confused about her condition. Her obsessive fears have reached such a magnitude that she can't barely exist in this world anymore, and I am powerless to help my sweet broken sister. She is also under the domination of a debilitating depression that sends her into dark downward spirals, where she cannot raise a smile even for her dork stick of a brother. It is a 1-2 punch that literally cripples her. The young girl she once was, with the wicked wit, bright smile, and open door policy for the world and all of the people, is gone, apparently for good. For the life of me, I cannot figure it out in my young mind what changed in her life to cause this drastic change in her spirit. I have heard phrase bandied about brain chemical issues, lithium, long-term psychotherapy, but I still really don't understand any of it and am completely and brokenheartedly baffled. This sounds like it's gonna be sad. Anyway, I want to read this. Do you have an accent? Why or why not? Well, I think I just explained that. The reason I don't feel like I have an accent is because I tried so hard to not have an accent. Just everybody around me has this horrific accent. And I think when I was a kid, I thought that it sounded like you didn't know what you were talking about. Or like, I hate to bring my mom up because my mother is wonderful, but everybody, if a word ends in an A, you put an R on the end. And if the word ends in an R, you take it off. Like, what is it? If your name is Lisa, they would say Lisa, Linder, and Lisa. But if you have that thing that you park outside in the driveway, that's a car. C-A. I don't get it. So when I was horrified as a child because I was like, what? You're not saying the words right. Like, say it right. And I don't know if it was because when I went to college and I went to school for film and broadcasting that I really wanted to make sure that I was enunciating the words properly. Because when we would get either like behind the camera, you want to, like, if you notice most of the newscasters on television, they have that just American accent and not a dialect from somewhere in the country. Um, so it says say 3 words, any 3 words you want. So any 3 words I want. If I'm going to say any 3 words I want, I would say coffee. Now, most people where I live say coffee, but I say coffee. Let me see what else. I would say football, because that's like a huge part of my life. And what else? Let me think of a word. Lego. I don't know. But I'll go on to the next one. This is apparently was part 2. What is it called when you throw toilet paper on a house? Now, we call that TPing a house. I've never done that. I've egged, at people at Halloween, but never like a car or a house or anything. What is the bug that when you touch it, it curls into a ball? We would call that like a potato bug. I know there's other words that they call it. What's the other thing they call it? I don't know. What is the bubbly carbonated drink called? Soda. If you go a little up north or to Massachusetts, that area, they call it pop. What do you call gym shoes? We call them sneakers. What do you say to address a group of people? Hey, or what's up? I'm a hey girl. And it's funny, if you ever watch the series Felicity, you'll realize that every single time they address one another, it's hey. And that's me. I'm a hey girl, or hey. What do you call the kind of spider that has an oval-shaped body and extremely long legs? We call that a daddy long legs. And right now, it is like daddy long legs season in my 1930s house. They're like everywhere. When we moved in, we had to, I vacuumed those guys up. Those little creeps were out of here. I vacuumed those things. And I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad. What do you call your grandparents? I called my grandparents grandma and grandpa, and my kids call my mother-in-law grandma, and my mom Nana, and my father is grandpa. What do you call the wheeled contraption in which you carry groceries at the supermarket? I call it a cart, a grocery cart, or cot. What do you call it when rain falls while the sun is shining? A sun shower, I think is what, yeah, a sun shower. We don't get very many of those here. It's either torrential rain or like misting. What is the thing that you change the channel with? We call this a remote. But when I was in college, we called it a gadget. And we would call, but I was in New York, in Westchester County. And my boyfriend at the time was from Rutherford, New Jersey. And he called it a gadget. And I used to think it was the funniest thing. And he used to say, nay, you're not allowed to have gadget control. So like I do this in my house. When I'm in the house, this is mine. I own the remote. No one else does, not even my husband. He can go upstairs. Let's see. So I am ending it on this because I think that's the last question. But I apologize for my lovely appearance. I just dropped the kids off on the school bus and I have not showered yet today and I feel terrible. I have no makeup on. I look attractive. I know. I'm sorry. I will try to gussy myself up the next time. But I just missed you all so much, and hopefully I can get my poop together and be here more regularly. So, peace. See you later, guys.